how is it for you living in Mexico as a foreigner? Like, is that a conversation that happens with you quite a bit? Like, are people asking you like, hey, where are you from? Or like how do people kind of treat you generally there?
Yeah, good question. Well, it's interesting. In Mexico City, there are so many foreigners, like I said. So it's very easy for foreigners, I think for most of them, to fit in quite easily. Especially if they're staying in the popular neighborhoods like I had mentioned. But no, I mean, it's been fine for me because even if people recognize that I'm not from Mexico, or if they, ask me where I'm from and they find out I'm not from Mexico, I think my level of Spanish, and I think, just time living here now, and knowledge of, the history and the gastronomy and all that, people are like, oh, actually, you're a pretty cool gringo. And a very hot topic in Mexico City at the moment is rent prices and the issue of foreigners coming. And, landlords see, oh, American dollars or Canadian dollars or whatever. Cool, let's raise the rent. And then, locals get pushed out. And, many locals get upset about that. Who's to blame? It's hard to say. Foreigners, landlords, it's a hot topic. And I've had people get upset with me. I had a woman one time, I was eating at a food stand and I was talking with, they were good friends of mine. I'd go there every week and they knew what I wanted. Really great people. And I was telling them how I was moving out of my place because my rent had gone up. And I said, yeah, it's too expensive. I'm going to go somewhere else. And a woman overheard this and she started basically saying, well, you're the reason why the rent's going up. It's your fault. She got really, upset and heated. And so I had to just calmly say, hey, look, I understand why you're upset. Yeah, I'm here to be with my girlfriend, all that. And after having a conversation with her, I think she was like, oh, okay, well, actually, you're not bad because at least you respect the culture, you speak the language, and, you're not here just trying to work online and take advantage of us, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, Mexicans are so sweet and very kind people. Anywhere you go in the world, there'll be mean people and nice people. Sometimes you get a rotten egg, but for the most part, Mexicans are really nice people, really open and warm.
And being able to navigate the culture and the language, I think does bridge a lot of those gaps, right? Like you said, when she recognized that, you really do care about Mexican culture, that probably made a huge difference for her, right? As opposed to someone who's just taking advantage of the cheap living. And a lot of people do that, right? All over the world. That's a big issue in Colombia as well. In Medellin, a lot of digital nomads move there. And then the rent, like you said, becomes way too expensive for the local people. So, knowing the culture and caring about it, I think does make a big difference in people's minds. Kind of cultivating a connection with people, that goes a really long way. Pushing the issue aside, because like you said, it is a, pretty controversial, polarizing issue. But pushing that aside and just looking at human connection, when you can speak to people in their own language and understand the culture, that makes a big, big difference, I think.
100%. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.